sister, and whenever that comes up, and maybe it's past life, maybe it's, could be related to all kinds of things, but they've got some kind of energy that's in that relationship, and they can come for healing. You do healing on them, they feel so much better, they go home, and then their sister calls and they get into an argument over it, right? And then all that comes back again, and they repeat that. So what I'd like to do today is to be able to pinpoint that and be able to say to your clients, hey, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this energy, and this is what Spirit's telling me, that I think there's something to do with you and your sister. And maybe even further than that. I think it's something to do with you and your sister that happened lifetimes ago. And what I'd really like to be able to do today is to pinpoint that. Woo! That Spirit's telling you, yay, that's coming on. Okay, so Spirit wants us to do a little setting the energy. So before we start anything, first of all, just write your name and your email on your card and put a special blessing or a healing that you would like to accomplish today. And then I'd like to set the space and set the healing for today. So write your name, your email. And the reason I'm doing that is because I will put your name on my healing list. When I go somewhere special in the world, I will email you and tell you where I'm going, and if you want to be included in our prayers or whatever we're doing, I'll let you know. And we also win some free stuff time to time. And on the other side of your card, put what you'd like from Spirit today. If there's something special, if there's one or two or three requests, I'd like to resolve this issue today. I'd like an answer about this thing. I just would like to be a better healer. I'd like to be more intuitive. Whatever special blessing you want from Spirit. Okay, and then when you've got that, you can just put that aside. And you can add to it later if you want. Let's just put our cards to the side, and I want to just set the energy that we're working with beautiful spirits today. So uncross your arms and your legs. Close your eyes. Put a bubble of white light energy around you. And let's start to just run our energy, bringing light down through your crown, coming down over your head and your eyes, bringing that beautiful protecting white light over your body, over your shoulder, over your torso. Feel that white light coming down through your body. And let's just get in touch with our guides, our healing guides, and the beautiful angels that are with us. So just feel yourself running energy. If you've done any kind of a Reiki or any kind of energy healing, go ahead and ask your energies to come in and just start connecting and running energy, feeling it coming down through your crown, through your body, out through your hands. Feel the energy going through your body and down through your feet, down to Mother Earth. I'm going to open your heart. When I say open your heart, how do we open our heart? Well, we think about love. So right now, think about somebody that you truly love. It's really strong if you think about somebody in spirit that you love, that you've lost, or someone at home that you truly love. I want you to think about that person and think about them being here right now with you. And think about loving them, holding their hand and talking to them and telling them how much you love them. As you feel that loving connection with someone, your heart is opening up. You're opening your heart chakra and you're sending love. So as you send love, as you send healing, as you send out that energy into the universe, you're allowing that energy to come down through your crown and fill up your vessel and replenish that love. And this is why when you love someone else, you heal someone else, you're running energy through yourself. It's why it feels so magical and wonderful. And we're asking today that we're working with beautiful, benevolent beings. We're asking beautiful angels and guides, your personal healing guides, your angels that work with you, but any benevolent beings that want to be here today, any beautiful beings, any beautiful spirits that want to work with you today, we're allowing beautiful energies to come into your aura and around you. And just feel that energy and feel how magical that feels. And we're going to put energy throughout the four corners of the room. We're going to surround this room. We're going to make a bubble of energy in this room so that we're all working for the highest of goodness for each other. And we're asking that we receive healing for ourselves, but also for everybody else in this room. We're asking that in this beautiful bubble of energy, we can send magical healing throughout this room, and also to the loved ones that we have at home that we're going to be thinking about today. And we set this energy that we're only working with beautiful, benevolent beings. We're in this special bubble of white light, and there is nothing negative allowed in this room. We're asking to open up our healing centers. We're opening up our psychic centers, our psychic eye. Feel that energy running. And you're probably feeling a little lightheaded. You feel a little higher vibration. When you're in this energy, breathe it in through your heart chakra, and you'll feel that vibration getting really high and light. You feel yourself buzzing, and you feel your soul energy actually lifting up a little bit out of your body. When you're in this healing modality, when you're in this essence, you're going to feel a little high. You're going to feel a little out there, a little drowsy. Just allow that feeling. And you may feel your fingertips buzzing. They're buzzing with energy as it's running through you and around you. And then we're going to pull back our energy into our physical body. So let's slowly pull back our energy so we're becoming more physical. Gently, gently pull yourself back into your body. So you don't feel the connection as strongly. It's still there, but we also have a physical life to lead. So let's pull ourselves back into our physical body. Feeling your feet on the ground, twiddling your toes, twiddling your fingers, feel your butt back in the chair. And then gently, gently open your eyes. Keeping that feeling of love, turn to the person next to you, give them a big hug. We're going to be working with this energy of love today. So let's spread a little bit of this love. Okay, stand up and shake it off. How you feeling? You feeling ready? Yeah. Okay. So, what I'd like to do is I'm going to jump into some pretty advanced techniques. You can have a seat. I'd like to kind of show you in 3 parts. We're going to learn how to sense the different energy blocks on somebody's body. So we all have a lot of different things going on. You know, we might have current things that are happening, old patterns that we have. You know, it could be financial blocks, could be a relationship block, family stuff. You know, most of us have stuff. Anybody not got any stuff they want to work on? If you do, you see me later. Okay, so we've all got stuff. We're gonna work on partners. We're gonna be switching different partners, and we're gonna be feeling each other's energy and seeing if we can figure out where these energy blocks are. And then once we find out where the energy blocks are, instead of just sending healing and saying, okay, that's where it is, I want to go deeper. I want to be able to say, okay, this is what I think this relates to. And the different areas of our body are going to give us a good idea of some of the subjects we're talking about, right? So if it's the throat chakra area, if somebody's shut down in the throat chakra area, what do you think that's about? No voice, can't speak, not being allowed to talk, right? What if it's in this area over the heart chakra? What kind of things might we find there? Love, grief from love, heartache. Can't give love. Yeah, and a lot of current family things going on there, right? What about this area here? The sacral chakra area. Sex, relationships, confidence. Confidence is more up here. This is your solar plexus. More up.
Self-worth.
Yeah. So down here is more relationships. We've got a lot of relationships, right? So we get a lot of stuff going on there. We'd like to be able to pinpoint exactly what's going on. Is this a current thing? Is this an old thing? Is this a pattern? Is there a few things going on? Right? So where it is on the body is going to give us a good indication of what's going on. And then I want to go even deeper and see if we can pinpoint what it is. And is this a pattern? Has this been going on for lifetime after lifetime? Anybody got any patterns that continue but you can't really figure out where they came from? Anybody got like relationship issues? What kind of patterns do you have?
I have, oh well, I shouldn't tell you, but.
Okay, come out, Lynn.
It's not a relationship.
No, okay.
Necessarily.
Okay. You want to share?
Oh, well, I have throat things.
Throat things going on, okay. All right, you want to come up for a second?
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to be using some different tools I'm going to be showing you. So one of the things that we'll be looking at is we'll be feeling energy. Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm focused. I'm focused.
We got Jimmy from top radio station that's ordered in the class here today.
He wants to sit in the chair.
Yeah, you want to sit in the chair? Should we do you next?
Do you mean I can answer all my things? I just got divorced and everything stopped.
All right. Step aside for a second. Jimmy, come here.
You want me to come up?
Yeah, come on up.
Oh.
That's
This
Jamie.
is not-
Do you guys all know Jimmy from
Oh,
Fade
they
to
all know.
Black?
It's all good.
Right?
This is what you get for daring.
No video, please. We don't need this as a meme.
All right. Okay, so we look at his energy. Okay, right? Tons of energy coming in, right? Tons of energy in his third eye. Yeah, you're more psychic than you let on. Right? Look at that. That's pretty good, right? And then we bring down here to relationship area. Not a lot going on right there. See that?
That's where it is.
Right? Right? Like the energy just stopped right there. There's actually a couple of different ones in there. There's a more recent one and there's an older one.
I feel the heat.
So there's actually a couple of different spots. One spot right here, this is more current, and then there's an older spot.
Okay.
So do you have any actual physical problems, like
No.
indigestion and stuff going on?
No.
Okay. So sometimes when you got energy going on there, that
But
can
I
have to
do
be
have
there.
energy there?
You have
No, I'm asking you. Do I?
no, I'm saying, look, your chakra's shut down. Not much going on there right now.
And
Right?
What do you think that is? I want to know.
Because you've got an energy block right there. So, you know,
Okay.
and so what happens is your energy gets blocked, your energy gets shut down, and then it's very difficult also to move on once that's shut down. So like if you were to go out and look for another relationship right now, what you'd be attracting is more of that because you haven't fixed that energy.
That's interesting. Okay. Can I do some transparency here with everybody?
Yeah.
Gail and I have been very close friends for 12 years. Long time. We have never done this. We
No,
haven't-
I've never
we
done
haven't
anything on
this.
you. No.
So this, yeah, so this is, I love this. So this is not staged, I'm telling you right now.
So the pattern that you have with your relationships is kind of you feel almost like I'm being overly generous to people. I'm being overly looking after and taking care of. And the more that you give, almost the more they resent you.
Is that right?
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because I buy my friends. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like to give.
Yeah, so I'm feeling like in these relationships, you give, and it's actually like that's not just depleting you, but for some reason, they almost like resent you for it. The more you give, they more resent you for it.
You are good.
Okay, right, and that's a pattern. That's what you. This one over here. This is a long time before. So this relationship here has been more than once. So it's been somebody that you had, then they were gone for a while, then they came back, right?
You're scaring the shit out of me.
Okay, and this one over here was a similar thing. It was somebody that you had, went away, came back again, right? Okay, and again, same kind of pattern, right? So I'm going to say, how long has this been going on? When did this first going on, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into this energy, and I'm going to ask, and I'm going to show you with an actual pendulum chart how to do this, but right now I'm just going to ask my guides when this first started going on. So I'm getting 1782. So that means that this energy pattern set up with you in the year 1782. Your ancestors, or you in a past life had an issue. So I'm going to ask, what was the issue? Why did you have this pattern? And since you guys are all healers, why don't you also try to tap in too and see if you can see it? What happened in the year 1782 that did this? So, you know, I'm getting that you were some kind of businessman that used to go off and talk a lot, and then you'd kind of leave your person alone for a long periods of time, and when you came back, you felt guilty and bought them things. So I'm feeling that you had a wife and family that you'd go away, and then you came back, and the more that you gave to them, the more that you felt guilty and paying them things, giving them things. They knew that you were going away again. So it was almost like when you gave them things, they knew, that's it. It was almost like a guilty thing that was happening.
Is it okay? Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
So is this something that repeats? Is this a habit?
Exactly. So you had this
This is
experience.
like last week of my life. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? All right? Yeah, this morning, right?
So this has been going on lifetime after lifetime and coming up for you over and over again. And until you clear that energy,
So how do we clear it? Can we do it?
let's do some psychic surgery right now. Okay? All right, so,
I'm ready.
okay, relax, close your eyes. Now I'm visualizing it right here. Right? There's two lots, okay? Now I'm seeing it as a kind of a dark red circle. And please, bring in your own energy, close your eyes, or tap in and see how it works for you. See if you can see it. I'm visualizing a very kind of a rubber circle, a rubber pad. Looks like a mouse pad, but it's a rubber circle here and a smaller one over here. Right? And I want you to think, Jimmy, of how you feel about this last situation. I want you to think about the pain and the hurt and just the deep emotions that you feel about this. And I want you to put that right here in this rubber circle right here. Okay, is there any reason that you don't want to get rid of this energy? Anything that serves you? I mean, do people feel sorry for you if you have this? Do you feel a little bit like you're a martyr? Is there some reason that you want to hold on to this energy?
Let's do this.
You want to get rid of it for sure?
Gail, I trust you, baby sister. Let's go.
Okay. I'm going to just put this down. We're going to do a little psychic surgery here. Jimmy, take a deep breath. And release. Okay, it's not calm. Take a few deep breaths. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's a little smaller, but it's still there. When I asked you about it, feel lighter. It should feel like, I'm looking at it almost like a third party. It's not affecting me, it's not digging into me any longer. And let's check your chakra right there. Okay, you see that? You see that, James?
I can't see anything. Oh, my PP 's back.
Okay, now,
Wait.
it's cleared for now.
Okay.
You need to work on keeping it clear. So when you start thinking about this person and thoughts come to you again about, now they did that, I remember when they did that, you have to say no. This was energy I don't need anymore, and you need to block it and stop it coming in, because it will come back if you let it. Right now you're clear, you'll feel better about it, you won't feel so much pain, but if the thoughts creep in, you need to stop them.
I feel light on my feet right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I have a question. So when you're, the guidance that you're giving him, it's not necessarily about this particular person, because this is a repeated energetic field that he is practicing.
It's a repeated energetic field, but he knows and understands what it feels like right now. If I ask him about something that happened years ago, he doesn't have, but if I'm asking him about this particular person and this energy, and he's thinking about it, it's gonna come up in your energy field.
Now, let me ask you this. Did I get the personal treatment in that you know this person? Were you focused on that too as well?
No, I don't know that person. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, it's not about the person, right?
I was focused.
You were focused on it. It's not about the person.
Right.
It's about the energy, right? And let's say you didn't get this clearing, and then you went out to meet other people. You meet somebody else, and you think, oh, that's a nice person. And you start dating that person for a while, and then all of a sudden, they get back in that energy, right? How many of you have had relationships where they've gone, then you get the next one, and you think that one's different, and then it turns out to be the same thing, right?
Fooled again.
You've had very much like controlling relationships. One after another, they come and they want to control you. You've had ones that you've had to take care of somebody over and over, right? You keep getting somebody, and then they keep becoming the baby you take care of, right? So, anybody understand this? Relate to this?
You're next. You don't get to get away.
But my question is, it's not about like who, so the next
It's not about that
the next
person.
that
Thank
he
you, Jimmy. Give him a round of applause.
The next person that he meets, he's supposed to focus on what to be able to kind of block.
If you don't get rid of the energy, you're going to bring in that same pattern again. So it's about your energy. It's not about that person. So it's not that that person is a bad person. That person came into Jimmy's life because he wanted that experience, right? So that person came into your life because you wanted that experience. And unless you get rid of that energy, the next person's going to come in and give you that experience, right? So before you're incarnated into this life, you're up there in heaven, you think about the different experiences you want, and you think, well, I had great relationships last time. I need some crappy relationships. I need to teach myself how to love myself. And so you have this conversation with beautiful spirits while you're up there in heaven, then you come back and you've forgotten everything. But you've already set up for yourself that you need to have a few of these crappy relationships, because that's something you need to learn in this lifetime. So you tick all kinds of boxes, like I was really good financially. This time I would like to have a little bit of struggles. That would be good, right? Check that box. I wanted difficult parents. That will teach me how to love myself. Or, I want to work on abandonment issues. Let me have a crappy parents, and you tick that box. So some of you are going, oh my God, I ticked every box. Right? Yes?
I'm actually a professional hypnotist. Like, we can actually turn that on into people. Why can't we just, without experience, and just get it like that?
We can turn. So to explain that to me, he's a hypnotist.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll have models come and they're beautiful, but they don't feel beautiful.
So sometimes a model comes and they're beautiful, but they don't feel it because it's in their energy that they don't feel
The
it.
whole world tells them they're beautiful, but they think they're lying to them or they want something, right? And then I'm like, even women, they're like, yeah, I still don't feel like it's true. And then I'll have them look in a mirror and see how beautiful that they really are, and then they can actually see themselves from other people's eyes, and they accept the fact that they're beautiful.
Yeah, because you're showing them, it's a different way of showing them that energy block. And as soon as people see it, it's released, right? So as soon as you're awakened to this, it's released instantly. It's most of the time we can't see it. Okay, would you like to volunteer? Right, so let's look at her energy. She has great energy coming in through the top. The third eye is a little bit shut down. And then we get to this throat chakra and it's very much shut down. And then it opens up the heart swell. So the big issue here is the throat chakra, right? So you experience this in all kinds of ways. So is it true that at work you feel like you don't get credit for things, people don't listen to you, it's hard to speak up, you feel like you get passed over all the time? Yeah, right? And in relationships too, but I think you've noticed it more in like business relationships, right?
More business, yeah.
Okay, so she's got energy around her neck, right? So if we tap in psychically, what I'm seeing is like rope tied around her neck, right? So this is a past life issue where she's been strangled in her past life. And the reason is because you had powers and abilities to see things, and you used to share your mind, just tell people what you think, tell people what you saw. So I don't know if you did this professionally, but you were some kind of a seer and telling people things, and they didn't like it. And then you got shut up, and so they strangled you to shut you up. And that energy from that lifetime made that in this lifetime and every lifetime since, there's a certain part of you goes, well, I better keep quiet. I better kind of keep out of the way. I don't want to speak up because I could get in trouble. Now, you've no conscious remembering of that. You just realize that you kind of get put to the side and kind of keep yourself quiet, and you don't understand why that is, correct?
I mean, I say a lot nowadays. It's taken me a long time, but I say almost everything I think now. But it still doesn't improve the energy.
So you've just known and been aware about this and been working on it for a while. Okay. All right. So let's work on getting rid of that energy for her. Now, we could cheat a little bit for her. I have some nice crystals. So if we gave her something that had a throat energy, like either turquoise or a blue stone that's going to resonate with her throat chakra, and just put this down here, anywhere in your aura. This would help open her up. But it's temporary. I mean, that will help, but she needs to fix it, right? So as soon as I take that away, it's back to there again. So there's things you can do to temporary help, but let's get rid of it permanently, right? And I'm going to show you how to pendulum to get an exact year, but now I'm just going to ask my spirit guides when this was. So I'm getting this is in France. I'm getting this in the 1400s. Have you got any connections with France? Do you particularly not like French people or France?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right? Yeah.
Nothing personal.
Yeah. And who's the mother-in-law or stepmother or mother figure that you have a hard time with?
Step and bio mother, yeah.
Okay. Right? This is somebody in their past life that turned you in. This is somebody that said, she did that, she said that, she needs to get in trouble for that, right? So when we remove this energy, you may be surprised that all of a sudden that person's really nice to you because that energy's gone. You no longer need that energy. All right, so let's do a little psychic surgery on this area. So I'm just going to tune in. I'm going to ask to heal this area. I'm seeing it as like a black, brown, gooey thing that's all the way around your neck, almost like a rope around your neck. Is there any reason that you want to keep this energy? Would you like to get rid of it completely and 100% today? Okay, I need you to be really loud and say it out loud because you're not very spoken about this, right? Would you like moved around. All right. On the count of 3, you're going to take a deep breath, and then I need you to cough it out. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that feels much lighter than me. Does it feel lighter? Give me a big yes.
It feels okay.
All right. Leave a little bit for your partner to do. Okay, so we're going to do a lot more of that, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to get you all being as psychic as possible. I'd like to get you so that you can feel this energy and you can really tune in and get vision. So what I'd like to do is do an individual attunement on each of you, and we'll kind of look at what you want. And so you can tell me if you've had an attunement, if you've had Reiki 1 or 2, I can give you a Reiki attunement, but mostly I want to just open up your psychic eye and make you that much more intuitive and feeling. While I do an attunement on everybody, we're going to be working with pendulums. And so I want you to go and work with DC and Sydney at the back there, and they will pair you up with, find you a nice pendulum, or if you've got a pendulum that you want to work with. Let's also have a feel of their energy. If you feel any energy blocks and you want to play around with some of my crystals, you want to wear some, come back. If you want to wear something for the session that makes you feel better, there's certain crystals you're going to resonate with depending on what's blocked in your body. But I want you to feel as good and as powerful as possible, so you can work with the goals over there. After I've given you attunement, I want to see if you're more psychically connected. So before you've had your attunement, or when you're at rest, we can test our energy with a pendulum. So we have energy that runs through us and out through our hands. So when we're at rest, we have a little bit of energy. This is my energy at rest. Okay? Don't want to ask too much because you don't want to be kind of out there feeling everything, right? So now I'm going to ask my energy to power up, and then I'm going to test it again. And when we ask to power up, if you've done Reiki, you can do your Reiki, and if not, you just tap 3 times on your crown, tap 3 times on your left hand and your right hand. You're going to ask your energy to come in. You're going to ask that energy to come down through your crown, and ask that energy to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Ask that energy to come in. Ask that energy to get stronger. And then when you finish, we're going to disconnect your energy and bring yourself down. When you connect your energy and you get higher, you get a little bit lightheaded. And then when you bring yourself back down, you disconnect, and then we should be back to our normal energy again. Can you tell the difference? So you're going to do a test on yourself or on your friends and see the energy before. And then once you've had your attunement, you're going to switch on your energy. If you've done Reiki, call in, do your Reiki symbol. If not, you tap 3 times on your crown, tap 3 times on your left hand and your right hand. Okay, let's just do that together. Tap 3 times on your crown, your left hand, your right hand. You put your hands out, and you're just envisioning running energy, bringing the energy down through your crown and out through the palms of your hand. When you're in that state, you can feel energy better. You're more psychic. You can walk around and feel objects, and you will feel them more strongly. And then when you finish, you can disconnect your energy. So you can play around with some crystals. You can pick crystals up and just feel them. When you're at rest, you're not going to be as sensitive to them. When you're more switched on, you're going to feel more of a pull. You're going to feel that energy. You're going to feel your vibration getting higher. You can also test other things, like the energy over here. positive, you're going to feel drawn to it, and the energy of something that's not so good, like electronics, you're going to feel like you want to shy away from. Okay, so I'm going to do individual attunements on each of you, and while I'm busy with that, just keep me about 3 or 4 people at a time, and then when I'm finished, while you finish that, just go ahead. So you can go ahead beforehand, and then come and have your attunement, and then go back again. So DC and Sydney at the back, you guys will help them, show them what to do, help them with pendulum, and then when we come back, everybody's going to have a pendulum. You can use the sticks too if people want to try the sticks. I didn't show you the sticks, but the girls can show you the sticks. Got some dowsing rods if you guys want to try these.
Yeah.
More disturbed. Still there, it's for the stronger.
Okay, I'll borrow this chair. So let's have
I'm not.
my first victim, my second victim, and the rest of you go to the back and then just keep me busy.
Boom.
Nobody wants to be, everyone just wants to sit.
What's the downside? Is that a
Can I practice on you while you're waiting?
Yeah.
Well, first I have to clear your energy. So your heart chakras are pretty far out here. It means you're very comfortable right now. Are you very comfortable right now? This chakra is pulled in. So it just means you're feeling uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, I'm not breathing for the past month or so.
Something about that.
Right.
She was saying that this doesn't mean that this is weak, it just means you're uncomfortable with the situation right now.
Oh, with the situation?
Yeah, with the situation. But it doesn't mean that it's not functioning. This is what the project would show us, is the compass functioning. This is more like
Like now.
yeah.
That's weird, 'cause I don't feel
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Oh man, you're way too.
Were you at the root or were you at the sacral?
Sacral.
There's not a lot of creativity right now. There's a lot of analysis. Yeah.
So you're keeping it up top.
Yeah. All the
Well,
energy
your
is
up top is just wildly expansive.
Yeah.
But also the self-confidence is garbage right now.
It's my first time writing a book, so I'm like, I'm learning all about the publishing process. And yeah, so it's been crazy.
Whoa, that's
So it's
so
funny, so it's working.
So wait, here's a practice that she had me do. I'm gonna have you do it the opposite though. I want you to like feel really confident. Change that story in your head about the book. Say like, I know exactly everything about how to publish a book. There's gonna be no problems, and really believe it. And try to expand your chakra, like push it towards me. Take a deep breath after that big yawn. Push it out.
Hit me. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I can manage energy well. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't tap into it all the time. It's like, okay, that's what I gotta do. All right, let's do it.
Alright, now show me how
The root.
good your sacral chakra is. Push that energy out. So
It's not working.
it's gonna work.
I don't think I'm supposed to be creative. I definitely need to be confident. Creativity is not the. I need the analysis right now. Filling the book out. It's technical. It's not creative.
But there's yin and yang. So there's a little bit of creativity in the technique.
Yeah.
So what is
A little bit.
What's that little bit? The smallest bit.
What's the smallest bit? Yeah. I'm just giving you explanation as to what's happening.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like,
Do you know what the
I gotta really
smallest bit?
push it.
What's the smallest bit of creativity in the book?
Writing tone and illustrations. That would be it. The information's been available for centuries. I'm just presenting it in a different way. So I'm analyzing how to do it in a way that is new and hasn't been done before.
Creativity in that
It's
is
needed,
pretty
yeah.
important,
But
right?
right now I'm in a technical phase of outline phase. And then I go into the creative phase of adding voice and everything else to it. Yeah. It's so interesting. All right, do my root.
Okay, let's do it. If I can get these things down that low. 'Cause
It's totally
it's been flickering for a while. There we go.
It's funny that I can't do that with my sacral.
Let's see, maybe it's an angle of like how I was holding it too. Because it has to be really relaxed.
Yeah, it has to be super.
If we could also pick yourself a partner, and then we're going to move all the chairs to the side because we are going to work If you're comfortable, we'll work on the floor in partners. If you're not comfortable, we can work on 2 chairs. But let's try to move all the chairs out of the way, move your stuff out of the way, and find a partner. I know some of you still haven't had your attunement yet, but if you can do that and get ready.
Oh, is that the line for two? Are you guys in line for two? Are you in line for two?
What's your name?
Anybody else not had their attunement yet? Come on up. Let's move the chairs to the side. Pick yourself a partner, and then let's find a floor space. You and your partner find a floor space, and you're going to need a pendulum, and also grab a pendulum book or one of the spreadsheets. Ask DC or Sydney for a pendulum book. You need a pendulum book between the two of you, a pendulum each, a partner, and some floor space. Yeah, let's move the chairs to the side and stack them up. Stack up the chairs on the sides. Find some floor space. You and your partner find some floor space. We're going to work with a partner. So pick a partner, pick a bit of floor space. We need a pendulum book or a piece of paper with the pendulum spread on it. So you and a partner, and you're going to decide who's going to be the healer to start with and who's going to be the client to start with, and we're going to do some healing work. So let's get these chairs stacked up on the side. We're going to work on the floor. Unless you've got bad knees and you want to work on a chair, that's fine. Okay, everybody got a partner. Put your hand up if you do not have a partner. Everybody got a partner? All right, so either sit down or sit on the floor with your partner. So guys over here, come around the front. Come around the front so you can see me. All right, so decide who's going to be the healer first and who is going to be the client. And then we're going to switch. So decide first who's going to be the healer, who's going to be the client. So you can sit on the floor. If you want to work on a chair, pick one chair between you. So let's see them sit next to each other on the floor. Or next to each other in chairs. And we should each have a book. And in the book, I want you to find this. I think it's page 54. This one. Yeah. They're at the back. Either a book or there's some pieces of paper. You see the little chart right there? Between the two of you. You'll need one of these between the two of you. Yeah, that's fine. You can have a party of 3 if you want. Page 52, there is a chart. Or there's some pieces of paper with a bigger chart if you prefer. All right. So have you decided who's going to be the healer and who's going to be the client? Okay. Shh. Clients, I want you to decide what you want to be worked on. Some issue that's in your life right now, a block, could be a physical thing on your body, could be a difficulty in your life right now, could be something you want answers about, some kind of pattern. Pick one thing you want to work on. So tell your partner what you want to work on. So first of all, we're going to find out what they want to work on. We're going to find where that is on the body. And then we are going to use our pendulum to find out when this first started happening for them. And then we're going to do some psychic surgery. Okay. Shh. Everybody know what they're working on? Everybody's clients told them what they're working on. Okay, so let's just get nice and quiet. We're going to tap into spirit. So healers, you're going to work with me. And the clients, you're just enjoying the session, and then we're going to switch. Okay, so let's get nice and quiet. So healers, we're going to put bubble of white light all around you. Bubble of white light all around you. Healers, let's tap into the energy. Tap in 3 times on your crown, 3 times on your left hand, 3 times on your right hand. Start to run energy. Let's get ourselves into that zone where we're working with beautiful divine beings and that energy is coming down through you. Now you have an idea of what the client wants to work on. Let's just look at the body and see if you can find that energy in their body. You can see it visually, or you could find it by just running your hands in their energy field. See if you can find that area of the body. Now, if it's something about relationships, it's probably going to sit in the area of the sacral chakra. If it's something on the throat, I'm not talking about, it's going to be on the throat chakra. It could be on the crown chakra. If you're not sure, maybe it's on the heart chakra. I'm going to find that energy. And then I want you to tune in and visualize. What does that energy look like? Find that energy. What does it look like in your mind's eye? Yeah. And so, healer, you're going to find that area of the body, right? And then when you put your hand over that area of your body, I want you to tune in and see if you can visualize psychically where that energy first came from. Did this start in their childhood? Did it start in a past life? Why do they have this energy, this physical thing or this emotional thing? And often they're connected. So you may be helping with a few different things. Could be physical and emotional. So find this area and then tap in. Now we're going to use our pendulum. You can either just ask psychically, when did this start happening? You may get a year, you may get a vision of how it is. But we're going to use our pendulum just to kind of check and see what we get with that. And you're going to take this chart here. So healer, with your pendulum just off to the side, we're going to go on this chart. And we're going to run our pendulum over the chart until we get the first figure. So you're going to take your pendulum and you're going to run it over the chart and allow it to go backwards and forwards over the chart until you get a clear number. What we're looking for is a year. We're looking for a timeline of a clear number. The very first number is either going to be a negative, which means it's a year in the BC, or it's going to be a positive, which means it's AD. So your very first number is going to tell you whether it's BC or AD. And then let's do your second digit. Run your pendulum over, get a second digit, and then a third digit, and see if you need a fourth digit, and see if you can get a year. Now, when you've got that year, this is the year this pattern first started happening for them. So this is when this thing was first created in the body. Go back to the body, put your hands on that area of the body, and see if you can visualize. And you now have an idea of the year. See if you can visualize what was going on at that time that caused them that problem. It may just feel like your imagination, but that's fine. Just make up a little story in your mind. You'll be surprised. The pendulum's just to help you. Some of you may just all of a sudden know the year. You may have an idea. You may know approximately the timeline. Put your hand on that area of the body and see if you can come out with what it is. And you can go ahead and quietly share with your client. What are you seeing? See if that makes sense to them. All right, so when you found that area and you've talked to your client, may or may not make sense to them, let's do some psychic surgery. So you can put your pendulums and your stuff down. Let's do some psychic surgery. So what you're going to do is, put your hands over that area of your body, get really quiet because you're going to work with spirit. So don't talk to your client right now. Feel yourself channeling that energy over the top of the area where the problem is. Visualize what that energy looks like. Visualize that blob, or it could be a hard thing. Visualize that energy you want to get rid of. And then we're going to take our fingers, our psychic fingers, and we're going to run it along. This is what I was taught in the Philippines. You're going to take your 4 fingers and you're going to run it along like you're making an incision. We're going to make a psychic incision, and then you're going to take a deep breath and pull out whatever it is in there. So just like you're doing an actual surgery and pulling it out, throw it down to Mother Earth. You may have to do it a couple of times. It may get smaller, but you may have to do it a couple of times to get rid of it. Sometimes your client can be involved. If you like, you can ask them to visualize it and release it, but it's really more about you doing it. And then when you feel like it's gone, you put your hands over, let's send it some white light energy, see that healing up, see the beautiful light, and you tell Spirit to continue healing that for as long as that person needs it. And then you can thank your spirit guides that you're working with, disconnect your energy, and now just share with your client what you saw, what you felt, what you took out, see if that makes sense to them. Just chat for a little bit, and then in a minute we'll switch roles. Did that make sense? Did your client feel it? Did that make sense? Do they feel lighter? Ask them to think about that issue. Does they feel a little bit better about the issue now? Does it feel like a lighter thing? Does it feel like something's gone? Okay, now let's switch roles. So now the person that was the healer, now you're going to be the client. So you tell your healer what you want to work on. Okay, switch roles. So tell your partner what you'd like to work on. Okay, so you found out now from your partner what they want to work on, right? Are we ready? So I'm going to walk you through. Healers, I'm going to walk you through. All right, so you're going to get nice and quiet. Healers, let's tap in. Put a white light around you. Put your bubble of white light around you. Tap on your crown 3 times. Tap on your left hand 3 times. Your right hand 3 times. Put your hands out. Let's start running energy. So healers, start running energy. Start running energy. And then come over to your client and see if you can find the area on their body where you're feeling that energy. You may have an idea from the kind of thing they're talking about. If it's family, it's going to be lower in their base chakra. If it's relationship, it's going to be in the sacral chakra. Find that energy on their body. Go ahead and put your hands on that area of their body. And just feeling and sensing the energy. And see if you can get an idea of what this block is about. When you put your hands there, you may figure out where this has come from. So it could be from an early childhood, could be something earlier, or it could be something from many lifetimes ago. So find the area on the body that you want to work on. Okay, and then tune into that energy. What does it look like? There's some negative energy in there. See if you can put a color and a shape to it. You know, maybe it's a rubbery blob. Maybe it's a hard thing. And see if you can figure out when this energy first got here. And see if you can get a timeline. Let's use your pendulum to go ahead and see if we can get a year. And so the way you use your pendulum, just come off to the side and use your chart or your book. And you're going to get your first number of your year. So the first digit of your year. So just allow your pendulum to go backwards and forwards over this chart until it goes over the top of one of the numbers. If it's a negative number, it's a BC number. We're looking at a very old year. If it's a positive number, it's an AD number. So do your first digit, and then do the pendulum again, and do a second digit, a third digit, and then ask if you need a fourth digit. So we're looking for a year that this first started happening. Could be 3000 BC, it could be 628 AD. See if you can find an actual year. And this is just to give you an idea of what was going on in those times. So then come back to your client, put your hands over this energy, and just tune in. You now have a year. Ask your guides if they can give you where you are, what is happening, why do we have this energy, what is it that is stuck here. Tune into that energy of that lifetime and what is going on in that lifetime. And you can share it with your client and see if that makes sense to them. See if that resonates with them. So tell them what you get, see if that resonates with them. It's okay if it doesn't. And then when you're ready, we can work on removing that negative energy, removing that blob or that thing that you found. Okay, so put your pendulums down. Let's go back and work on them. Let's go back and work on that energy. Make sure you're tapped in. Make sure you're running energy. And we're going to do a little bit of psychic surgery on this area of the body. So what we're going to do is you're going to just first put your hands there, run energy, visualize the item that you're removing, whether it's a rubbery blob or a hard crystally looking thing. And we're going to do something I learned in the Philippines. You're going to take your psychic fingers, you're going to take your index fingers, and you're going to actually touch the skin and do like an incision. So this is in your mind's eye, you're doing a psychic incision. Open up an incision in the area of the body. And then we're going to be removing that energy. So whether you see it as a blob or a hard thing, we're going to take it out psychically. So you're going to go in and pull it out and throw it down to Mother Earth. And then come back and see, did you get it all? Sometimes it doesn't all come out in one lump. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. Sometimes it gets smaller, but it's still there. Sometimes it can move around in the body. Keep throwing it down to Mother Earth until you feel like you've got rid of all of it. And then put energy over that area of the body, just sealing it up. Sealing up that area of the body. And when you feel like you've completed that, you want to disconnect your energy from your client. So crisscross your energy, put your own bubble of white light around you, make sure that you are protected, that you are disconnected, and then you can just share with your client what you found, what you took out, see if that makes any sense to them. All right, anybody got anything to share or any questions? Who would like to share their experience? Okay, you can share the start. What's your name again? Who would like to share their experience? What did you find?
He was saying that he had pain in his lower back, and then he said it was up higher in his upper back. And when I did the pendulum swings in the front, he was fine. But when I went to his lower back, the pendulum stopped completely. It wasn't moving at all. And then I did some work on it, and after I did the work, the pendulum started swinging again. So I bet he got a good healing.
Okay, would anybody else like to share? Kevin, did you find anything? It sounds kind of deep. She found some old stuff in your hip. Did you get a year and what it was from? How about you guys? You got a year in the future or the past? No. In the future then? Okay. So that's it. I should have told you, like, in the future is a bit more complicated, but that's okay. So what did you get? Did you find out what happened to her and why she had this problem? And did it feel like it was resolved now? Anybody else? You guys want to share what you got? What did you get?
Quieter. The ringing in my ears.
So you have ringing in your ears? Really loud. But that's also spirit coming through and talking to you, which is good.
I want clarity. I want it to be more clear. I mean, every time I ask, maybe it's trying to be, but I can't understand.
Okay. So ringing in your ear means that they're trying to talk to you and you can't hear them. So you just sit quietly and you say, okay, can you please explain to me what you want? And you can talk to spirit. You can say, look, don't come to me in the middle of the night. Or please stop ringing my ears. Explain it to me. So we need to have rules with spirits. You need to be able to tell spirit, I'm open for communication between 7 and 8 p.m. tonight. I'm doing a session, but the rest of the time, I'm just living my life. So please don't interfere. So if something's bothering you and you don't want to be bothered, just tell them when they're allowed to come in and talk to you. Any other questions? What did you guys get?
So we did our psychic surgery on one another, and I was able to help her, and she was able to help me, which was really great. And it was a fun experience.
Did you get an actual year or anything you thought it stemmed from?
The year, not so much. It was kind of tricky for me, but do you think we got your year?
That's the first thing.
You got 91 BC. Did the timeline help you guys, or did it give you a kind of an indication? You didn't understand the timeline. Okay, so if it's negative 402 was 4. Okay. So once it's, what the negative number is only for the first, you only care about it for the first number. So yours was year 402 BC. Right? So if it's a negative number, it's a very old number, it's BC. So it could have started 3,000 years ago.
I studied it with him, but I'm not called to do it, so I just studied it one-on-one.
I do too, but I only scribe. I have more time now. It's like, are we done?
Okay, just go back to your seats for a second. Go back to your seats for a second.
You can't, that's
Let's just do a clearing off. Let's just make sure that we're not going to take on anybody else's energies. So you can do this at night before you go to sleep, but especially when you've been doing any kind of spiritual work, we should make sure we're cleared off. So just take a seat, make yourself nice and comfy. If you work with crystals and you like crystals, you can hold a crystal over your heart. If you don't have a crystal handy, just put your right hand over your heart. So if you want to work with a crystal, grab a crystal. If not, just use your right hand over your heart. Okay. So this is what we should do at the end of the day before we go to sleep. Sometimes we take on things, especially when we come to events like this. And there's a lot of people coming, the more open you are, and the more people coming and asking you questions. Sometimes you can get overload because you're that high psychically and you don't bring yourself down. You can get to the point where you can't sleep, you're overthinking. And so it's nice just to do a nice clearing off and a grounding at the end of the day, either every night or when you're finished doing spiritual work. So if you have a crystal, put it over your heart. If not, just put your hand over your heart. Imagine that we are in bed. I'm just going to say, beautiful white light. You're thinking about your healers that work with you, your angels and healers that work with you. And just imagine that there's a bubble of white light just hovering above your head, like an orb of white light. And feel that white light coming down over your head, over your eyes, over your head. And as this white light comes down, we're just cleansing off anything that we've picked up. Just calming our spiritual energy, coming down over your head, over your shoulders, healing any issues that we have, issues with your eyesight, issues with your throat chakra, healing yourself, bringing in light over your shoulders, clearing off anything I've picked up from anybody else, and also healing anything in my body, coming down over your chest. Feel that white light coming down over your chest and your heart chakra. If you've got anything going on with grief, pain, family stuff you're worried about, just clearing off that heart chakra. Feel the energy coming down over your shoulders, over your torso, coming down over your solar plexus. That's just from your diaphragm. That's your confidence area. That's your soul purpose. Let's feel that nice and clear, clearing off anybody else's energy we've picked up on. And just bringing into peace our soul purpose as we rest for the evening. Bringing that light down over your hips and your thighs, over that sacral area, that's relationships, thinking about releasing and forgiving anything that's going on with romantic relationships in your life, any healing that you need there. The light coming down over your hips and your thighs, that's your family stuff, that's old stuff that happened when you were a childhood. So you're thinking about just releasing and forgiving. Remember, we have these relationships for a reason, so this is a good time to just say, I'm sorry for anything that I've done, or releasing guilt to yourself, and also releasing anybody else's energy that you've picked up. So anybody else that's got family issues that you've been dealing with today, and that's just releasing any other energy from anybody else. Feel that energy going down, all the way down your legs, all the way underneath you. So you've got a bubble of white light, and just feel that you are surrounded in this bubble of white light. This is only your energy. Nobody else's energy can come in and around your aura. You are completely protected by these beautiful beings. And this would be a great time to think about if there's something special that you would like them to work on while you're sleeping tonight, then just put that out to Spirit. I'd like you to work on this energy for me. I'd like you to help me and give me advice. If there's something you want advice on, it's a great time to ask them before you go to sleep. You'll be amazed at the answers that you get in the morning. This is a great time to say, can you please help me with this thing in my life? and give me some more guidance in this. We thank the beautiful guides and spirits that we've been working with today and this weekend and for this opportunity. And we ask for love for all of us in this room and all of our loved ones at home, and love throughout the planet. So be it. Namaste. Thank you, guys. This was a wonderful workshop. I really appreciate you coming. I have a certificate for everybody. I'm going to go back to my booth, which is just around the corner, and do certificates there. So come and get your certificate. If you have a question about anything, come and feel free to talk to me and see if I'll come and give me a hug and say hi. Thank you. And if you've got your card, just pass the cards down to DC and Sydney, or bring them back to the booth. We'll collect your cards. I will put these in my prayer altar. So I will send you a little bit. I don't read them. I just put them in my prayer altar and say that whatever you're asking for, you be granted. I don't sit there and scrutinize. But I do have your email, so most of you are on my email list. But if you're not, I'll put you on my list. Whenever I go anywhere special, I will email you and tell you where I'm going, what I'm doing, if you want to be included. So I'm going to go out to my booth over there, and I've got my certificates out there. Please come and get your certificate for the class today. If you didn't get a pair of these rods, please help yourself. As a gift for you, these rods. Any pendulums that you borrow, just bring them back to the girls or bring them back to the booth. If you want to purchase a pendulum, the big ones are 15 and the little tiny ones are 7.
It's okay, because they, I think, 2 or 3 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, very cool. How much?
They're lovely. I mean,
Nice.
they're really nice. Very, very friendly.
I remember that. I need to check.
I know, in Switzerland too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, if I had that done in Switzerland, it would cost,
Where do you live?
it would cost about.
Your neighbors.
What you were saying, what did you go on, oh,
I think maybe more, 4 or 5 countries.
Right there on the right by the
We
rice and
don't
bagel.
get any insurance.
It's very safe.
They should keep it perfect.
Because when the cops, when the donut shops close, they go guard the bagel shop.
That's not bad. Well, look, one filling. Now, when it comes to cheese, yeah. Take care. Smell yourself, take care. You too. Take care.
I'm sure that somebody else was wearing it. Have you seen anybody wearing it? Very unusual. Never.
And then you started QHT. Like everything with multiple letters in.
Yes, exactly. Which
Is that a joke?
another layer on top of it. I just really surgery.
RTT, that's progressive piercing.
Yeah. It asks, what's the reason for the addiction, the issue, and it will show you those memories, it will show you those scenes, right? Whereas
Like
if
you make them go.
oh yeah, reframing, there's all kinds of, reparenting the inner child,